Hey fella, it's Dave with Davey's Logging here. My wife and I were reading the Bible this morning. I had one verse that stuck out to me. It's from Philippians, and it says, "Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others better than yourselves. Don't look out for only your own interests, but take interest in others too." It stuck out to me today just because I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I want to show people how I cut trees, give them a safer way to cut trees. You got to put it in good practice. I take it serious. I try to do my job the safest way I can. I lost my best friend in the logging industry from a tree, and just you can never be safe enough in the woods. So I'm gonna start right from the beginning, starting with a chainsaw, and then we'll get into the cutting. This line you see right here goes all the way around the whole saw. Your recoil cover, your top cover, your chain cover, and that's how you aim the tree. And where I'm holding the saw right now, this curve right here, that's what gives you your angle for your down cut on your notch. And once you finish cutting your down cut of your notch, you're gonna go ahead and grab the saw right here, and you'll finish off the notch with that cut. And once you get the notch out of there, it makes like a Pac-Man mouth, and it allows the hinge of the tree to hold the tree the entire way down. There are other situations where you want the butt of the tree to pop off, but in this situation we want the hinge to hold the whole way down. And with that, we'll get started with cutting the tree. All right, now we're gonna get started with the notch. So this is where it's important to aim your tree where you want it. So I'm just gonna stand behind my saw and get an idea of where I want it to go. Alright. So now that I got my notch started, I'm gonna come here behind my saw again, look at my line, and make sure it's where I want the tree to go, which it's not really. So I will adjust it by just simply restarting my cut real quick. It's as simple as that to adjust your notch. You just cut in a little ways to get it started, and again, come behind your saw again. Make sure your notch, your aim is right where you want it to be, which that's pretty close for what I'm aiming at. I'll keep it there, and I'll finish cutting this, and we'll start to cut the notch off on the bottom side. Alright, so there's the notch. You never want to have any cuts bypassing any other cuts in here. This is where I'm talking about right here. You don't want to have any cuts bypassing any other cuts. That can get pretty dangerous. There's the angles. Now we're going to do the bore cut, and when we do the bore cut, when you're looking at the saw, never use this top part of the bar right here. Always start with this part of the bar I'm sure if you've watched some of my other videos, you've seen me start with this part up here, but if you're just starting, don't do that. You're gonna get a lot of kickback. It can get pretty dangerous. Start with this part of the bar and roll your saw into it. You don't want to be light on the throttle neither. You want to have a pretty heavy finger on there. We'll get that started for you guys. When you start your bore cut, you always want to stay right even with the bottom of your notch. That's where you're going to get the best hinge strength from. Alright, well, there's the bore. My chain's a little more aggressive than it should be for hard maple, but we did it. It is very important that you do not cut through your hinge. You have all this meat from here to here to bore your saw into. All you're left with once you get done, unless you have to pound a wedge in, is the trigger here in the back. And it gives you more time to get away from the tree as compared to just a normal back cut. You are staying with the tree as it's going down. If you're dealing with any type of leaning tree, you have the potential to running into barber chairs. So we will bore in through this side now. One other note, guys, there is no guarantee that the tree is going to drop where we want the tree to go. In the end, gravity is going to do what it's going to do, and so is nature. The only thing that we can do is we can try cutting trees as safe as we can. That's ultimately my goal, and that's why I am sharing this video with you guys. Once I get the center of the tree bored out, I'll go back through and I'll cut the hinge down to the width I want it to be. It's important not to leave your hinge too thick because the tree could still barber chair on you. Alright, so now all that's holding the tree up is this hinge right here in the front and this little trigger right here. I think just because this tree is kind of on a slope here, I will put a wedge in there because you don't want the tree to set back on your saw once you cut your trigger. So now I'll go ahead and cut the trigger. This is just how I cut, guys. I'm not telling you it's the best way for you. It's the best way for me, and that's the safest way. I feel comfortable cutting this way. I hope you guys were able to learn something from this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like. Thanks for watching.